Hey everyone, it's me again, and I have a super special, super exciting tutorial for you guys today. It's Pride Month! Now for those of you who aren't in the States, June is LGBT Pride Month. That's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender Pride Month. It's basically, and this, includes genderqueer and all that great stuff, pansexuals too. It's basically just a month for being who you are, a month for being proud of who you are. Everybody on YouTube lately has been doing rainbow-themed makeup tutorials to celebrate Pride Month. Now that's awesome, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I decided to model my Pride makeup look by the Bisexual Pride flag. Now, for those of you who don't know already, I do identify as bisexual. I came out when I was 13 years old, and bisexual, there's a lot of controversy surrounding bisexuality, and I'll get to that a little bit in the video, but basically to me, what bisexuality means is that I don't let gender or sex, which means, psychological gender or biological sex, determine who I'm attracted to. So for this video, I decided to do a look based on the Bi Pride flag. The Bi Pride flag's colors are purple, blue, and pink. So I went ahead and used those colors in this beautiful, loud, proud makeup look. It's a crazy eyeball. It uses colors mostly from the Urban Decay Electric palette and one color from the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette, so pretty affordable, a little bit of high-end, a little bit of affordable. I tried to do a good mix of stuff. And while I do this makeup look, while I teach you how to do this, I'm also going to talk through some of the common misconceptions about bisexuality that I hear from people who are both cisgender and heterosexual and people in the queer community. So I'm gonna address some of those misconceptions and kind of dispel them, clear the air about bisexuality a little bit. So I hope you guys learn a lot from this video, and if you want to see how to get this Bi Pride makeup look, then keep on watching. Hey everyone, okay, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I've got a nice, big, bright, colorful look for you guys today. Now, I had a derp moment and forgot that I was supposed to be filming one eye, so I did do a couple of steps ahead of time. That's my bad. Honestly, you didn't miss much though. I just put a base shadow all over the lid after priming and doing my brows, and then I took Jilted from the Urban Decay Electric palette, this color right here. You'll be seeing it again, no sweat. And I put that color in the crease fading upward. That is our transition shade, which is how you know that this is gonna be a bright look. I'm gonna go back in with the Electric palette, which is where you're going to be getting most of your colors from. I tried to kind of limit this to palettes that are still available, because there was a shade from the Vice 2 palette from Urban Decay that I really wanted to use, but I held back because you can't find that palette anymore, so I'm using mostly shades from the Electric palette. And now I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk 109, which is the same brush I used to apply my transition shade, and I'm going to take Urban, which is this beautiful purple shade right here. It's gorgeous, one of my favorite shades in this palette, and I'm going to take that and put it in the deep crease fading up into Jilted. And one of the things I absolutely love about this Electric palette is the shadows in here are so much a departure from normal Urban Decay eyeshadows. I have had some terrible experiences with Urban Decay eyeshadows. They don't blend well on me. They create a ton of fallout. Most of them have a shitload of glitter in them, but these ones just are amazing. I'm so happy I finally decided to cave and get this palette. But yeah, these shadows behave completely differently. They blend like a dream considering how bright they are. Normally bright colors are really, really tough to blend, but these just blend into one another so seamlessly. We're not worried about getting it too deep just yet, because I'm gonna go in with one of my other favorite shades in this palette, Chaos, which is this deep, bright, matte cobalt blue, and I'm going to put that in the deep crease, again using the same brush, kind of tapping it off a little bit because this is a strong color. We're gonna start kind of lightly and then build up layers as we go. Just fluff that in there a little bit just to get a little bit more depth. And when chaos and urban combine together, the purple and the blue, they create this deep, dark, bluey purple, and dear Lord, it is like the most beautiful color imaginable on the planet ever. And as for the eyeshadow shape, we're going very, very, very winged out. So we're gonna wing this out on the edge here. And how you do that is you just kind of tap your fluffy brush and push it. So you're tapping on the edge and pushing toward the outside, kind of like creating a winged eyeliner where you're flicking your wrist out. And that's exactly what you're doing here. You're just pressing and flicking. And then I'm gonna go back in one more time with Jilted on the edge of everything, and we're just gonna kind of add that back in there just to bring a little bit more pink to the party. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear right now about bisexuals is that being bisexual is somehow enforcing the gender binary or supporting the gender binary, which no. I would say, like, for me personally, bisexuality and pansexuality kind of go hand in hand, because a lot of the bisexual people I know, myself included, technically we would be classified as pansexual, but we identify as bisexual because bisexual was kind of, I guess, what pansexual ended up being, but before pansexuality was a thing. Personally, I don't let gender or genitalia or identity of gender determine who I'm attracted to. I mean, I'm just kind of attracted to who I'm attracted to, and I guess technically that's pansexuality, but in my mind, bisexuality and pansexuality are total synonyms. They're the same thing. So now I'm going to take my eyeshadows, the brush from e.l.f., and I'm going to take Chaos, the bright blue color, and I'm going to put it on the outer third of the lid. Just barely tap it in there and knock it off because there's a lot of pigment to this. And we're just going to put that on the outside edge of the lid, blending up into the crease colors we got going on. Everybody's now trying to, even people in the LGBT community are criticizing bisexuality as being, you know, enforcing the gender binary or perpetuating the gender binary or however you want to call it. I personally don't think so. I think that bisexuals and pansexuals are one and the same. We just happen to identify by different titles, but I don't let anything get in the way of who I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to who I'm attracted to. If it's a guy, great. If it's a girl, great. If it's a guy that identifies as a girl, great. If it's a girl that identifies as a guy, great. I don't care what gender pronouns you use. If you've got a great personality and you can hang, chill. I'm gonna go ahead and take Urban with that same brush, that purple color, and I'm gonna put it toward the middle of the lid, blending into Chaos. So the other really, really big thing that I see as a bisexual person, like the thing that I've heard people say to me that's kind of a misconception, is that bisexuals are greedy or indecisive. I have one thing to say to these people. I'm not greedy, I'm not indecisive, I know exactly what I like, and that's a great person. You know, I like someone with a good sense of humor, with a great personality, who loves to travel, who loves to socialize. I don't care what your genitals are. I don't care what, you know, gender you identify as. I will call you whatever you want to be called, sweetheart. You know, if my husband came to me tomorrow and said, honey, I think I'm a woman, I'd say, well, okay, what's your name? Let's go get some clothes for you. Like, I don't care. This whole thing about bisexual people being indecisive or being greedy and just wanting it all, I've even heard that from gay people. Like, gay men have come up to me and been like, oh, you're bi? Why can't you just pick one? Just make a decision. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, why can't I just live? Why can't they let me live? Whew. I need a breath. I kind of went off into a tangent there. I'm sorry. And now that that is blended, we're gonna take a break from the electric palette for a moment, and we're gonna go into my BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette. I haven't picked this up in I don't know how long, and what is wrong with me, because this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I absolutely love it. It's got so many beautiful shades. It's just fun to look at. I mean, and I'm gonna take the shade Cosmic, this like bright, shimmery duochromy lavender purple, and I'm gonna take that with my finger because that's the best way I found to get the most pigmentation out of the shade. Look at that pretty little piece of work right there. And I'm going to put this on the inner part of the lid, blending into the purple and on top of it a little bit. If you get on top of it most of the way, don't worry. You can just go back in later, which I'm going to do in a second, but I just want to show you this. Look at that. Hello, gorgeous. And it just, like, when it coats that purple, it just kind of just washes over everything with this beautiful lavender blue duochrome. And again, if you notice that you're not getting the opacity you're looking for out of the shadow, you can do one of two things. You can apply another layer of it, like I tend to do, or if you really want full-on metallic opacity, apply it wet. That's the great part about baked eyeshadows, is they can be used wet or dry, and they don't get that kind of crusty film over the top the way pressed shadows do. Now that that is on, I'm gonna go back in with my eyeshadow C-brush, no additional product on it. It's just got that little bit of purple left, and I'm just gonna use that to blend these two shades together. Another thing that I've heard a lot, especially lately, especially since I got married, is that, you know, another kind of misconception with bisexuality is that because I'm married to a man, I'm no longer bisexual, or I should not be allowed to identify as bisexual anymore, which, again, I've heard a lot of people say this, like, how can you identify as bisexual and be married to a man? You're straight now, aren't you? Well, no. I mean, take, for example, like, say you are genderqueer and you kind of float between genders, or you identify by a gender-neutral pronoun. Does that change when you get married? Even if you get married to a man? No. You know, who I am does not change because of who I love. You know, getting married does not make me straight. Getting married makes me a bisexual person who is in a committed long-term relationship with a man. That's it. That's all there is to it. You know, I still find women attractive. I still find androgynous women attractive. I still find genderqueer people attractive. I can still find people attractive, just, you know, because I'm married. That doesn't change anything. Say you get a tattoo. That's like a permanent commitment. It's, you know, it's beautiful, you're in love with it, all that great stuff. But does that mean you're not allowed to compliment anybody else's tattoos? Like, no. You can still call somebody else's tattoo gorgeous and beautiful and pretty and compliment it. You just don't have that tattoo yourself. You have your own tattoo that you love very much. And I feel like it goes the same way with people, as shallow as that sounds. Like, yeah, I'm married. I love my husband to death. He's my universe. But that doesn't mean I can't, you know, see a woman who looks really, really beautiful and say, wow, you look great today. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line, and then we'll go back to more blending in a minute. I'm gonna take Chaos, that same bright, bright blue, and I'm gonna put it on the outer part of the lower lash line. Don't ever blow on your products. I'm just gonna go, and this is with a brush I got in a set from BH Cosmetics. It's this really nice little pointed blending brush, and I'm just gonna that's a lot of pigment. I think it's because my eyeball's been watering. Like, this eye specifically has been watering really bad lately. Part of the shitty thing about rainy season in Japan is mold grows everywhere, and I am so allergic to mold, it's not even funny. So while other people have just been getting over their allergy season, mine's just beginning. I'm gonna take Urban with the same brush, really lay it on pretty thick, tap it off, and we're gonna start in Chaos, blending Chaos and Urban together until we carry Urban further in. Now I'm gonna go back in with our little friend Jilted, this kind of fuchsia color, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the lower lash line with this big fluffy brush, just going over on the edge of everything. Now that we got that down, if you want to add a little bit more pink, which I definitely did, I went in with Savage, this big bright pink color, and I'm just barely tapping my fluffy brush in, tapping off the excess, and going back around the edges, bringing even more pink to the party. Now we're gonna go to liner. Liner, I decided, originally I was gonna go with black, but I wanted to play around and experiment, and I decided to go with Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Voodoo. This is from the 10 pencil set that I think came out around the holidays sometime. But it's just this beautiful kind of metallic purple color, and I'm gonna put that on the lash line pretty thick actually, because you can't really see it all that well. And then I'm gonna put it on the lower waterline and lash line as well. Let me get close to you. I heard somewhere that putting eyeliner on your waterline, like scientists have done a study that suggests that putting product on your waterlines actually worsens your vision faster, which doesn't really surprise me, but it's still something to keep in mind, you know, do this at your own risk. My eyesight is already getting bad anyway, so I kind of don't care, but now that our eyeshadow is done, I'm gonna go ahead and put on false lashes and a little bit of mascara. I think I'm gonna do this off camera because it just takes a really long time. So for lashes, I'm using the Ardell 120 Demis, and for mascara, I'm using the CoverGirl Bombshell Volume by Lash Blast. Same as always. I'm gonna go do that real quick and I will be right back. Hey guys, okay, here is pretty much the eye look completed. I did put on my false lashes and my mascara, which as you can see totally brings the look together. Let's do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down, looking forward, looking proud. See what I did there? Okay, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I will be right back. Hey guys, I'm back to show you the completed look. All in all, I didn't really change much. I did my normal foundation routine. I opted to kind of play everything else down and tone everything else back because this eye is really dramatic. So I kind of wanted to keep the focus up there and just make everything else nice and muted and dimensional. I went ahead and did my normal foundation routine. I have a video for that right there. And I opted to really keep the cheeks simple. I did my contour with my NYX Blush and Taupe. I bronzed a little bit with some Hoolah bronzer. And then I took the blush out of this little cheeky sweet spot palette in Dandelion, which I never thought I was gonna ever use this blush because it is so light it barely shows up on my skin, but it's perfect for this look. It brings out the pink in the eye look while still keeping things very, very soft and subtle, and it hardly looks like I'm wearing blush at all, but when you see it in person it just kind of brings everything together and really gives a nice little flush to the cheeks. So I like that a lot. I was excited when I found out that was gonna work because I never thought I would ever use Dandelion. It's just so light and so cool toned that I thought it would never work for my skin, but that's why you play with makeup, guys. For the lips, I had a lot of trouble finding something, but go figure. Jeffree Star Cosmetics does it again with their Velour Liquid Lipstick in Celebrity Skin. I'm telling you guys, this nude, you need it in your life. It goes with everything. Like, I cannot find a makeup look that this nude goes badly with. It goes well with everything. So here is the finished look. Gonna do a little more awkward posing because I like to do it. I really love how this look came out, you guys. I hope you guys learned a lot from this tutorial about how to get a nice, bright, by Pride look, and if you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt. You know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button and become a member of the faithful today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!